Destiny has never supported Arionne at the start, not in the middle, and most definitely not at this point. You can tell that these two are still in love by the way she talks about her and the way she rolls her eyes whenever her name is mentioned. And since the plot becomes convoluted and messy, as well as including other cast characters like Kimmy, Jalen, Lance, Nell, Tisha, Chris, and of course, Martell, we will be dissecting all of that today, because the parts all come together in a way that will entirely change the way you perceive Destiny and her love for Arionne. You will want to watch this film through to the conclusion. This one is juicy, I promise. Let's begin at the beginning now. During their meeting, Destiny made it apparent that she thought the entire thing was ridiculous when Martell approached her about Arionne. If he comes to me with something dumb, which is all the time, she stated rather simply. For example, he told me that he is currently pursuing Arionne. All right, you think that's stupid then? You can learn all you need to know from that one sentence alone. Not only did Destiny give Arionne the side eye, but she outright called Martell foolish for even thinking about dating her. That's tough language, and it demonstrates that she wasn't there for Arionne from the start. Why is Destiny feeling this? Wait now, does that mean she never valued the relationship? Or is it because she was able to see through the relationship between Arionne and Martell? We're going to investigate that question, and I can assure you that by the time we get to the finish, everything will make a lot more sense. However, the discussion continued. Destiny continued by talking about Lance, who was acting strangely around her, avoiding eye contact and ignoring the true situation. She claimed that when she ran into Lance, he was unable to even look her in the eye. Put on your thick boy pants and just say what it is, she thought. You can hear the frustration in her voice right there. When Destiny senses something is wrong, she doesn't bite her tongue, and she pointed it out precisely as she perceived it. She now knows why she thought Lance was concealing something and that his actions didn't match his words. 'Cause she understood why people had been acting so strangely after the truth about Martell and Arionne began to circulate. The problem is that other people also observed besides Destiny. Chris also noticed, and during their conversation, it became clear that everyone was equally shocked by what was happening. This was unexpected by the entire circle, which indicates that Martell and Arionne's predicament was upsetting more people than just Destiny. This ensemble's strength is that everyone's private affairs managed to seep into the group as a whole. And all of a sudden, the dynamic of the entire cast becomes involved rather than just one connection. Because you can never predict who will say what or how things will get out of hand. This show keeps us riveted to the television. So keep watching, because I can assure you that you will be left speechless by the way this tale develops with other cast members like Kimmy, Tisha, and even Nell. The timing of everything was crucial, as you may recall. Around the time of the vow renewal, Destiny was asked if she and Lance were still dating. She had to acknowledge that things had changed by that point. You and Lance did not seem the same at the vow renewal. Jimmy even told her bluntly. That's a strong statement, because the vow renewal was meant to be a moment of joy and love among this cast. However, it served as a reminder to Destiny that her relationship was failing, and that the chaos encircling Arionne was contributing to that. Everyone else was impacted by Arionne's presence in Martell's life, whether directly or indirectly. Although she appeared to be a background shadow, she was actually altering people's behavior. She was disliked by Destiny from the beginning, since she understood that right away, and Kimmy comes next. Even when Kimmy makes an effort to maintain her objectivity, she always seems to end up getting involved. Destiny and others also mentioned how Kimmy occasionally initiates conversations without intending to, which leads to heated disagreements. Once again, you can see how a minor issue may easily escalate into a larger plot point when Destiny and Kimmy briefly debated who was to blame for the awkwardness with Lance, because the cast is constantly examining, dissecting, and adding new layers to the drama. Nobody can just leave a problem where it is. and that's what keeps the viewers talking. Because everyone was curious to see what would happen if Martell actually tried to include Arionne in the group. Destiny's distaste for him provided them with another hook to grab onto. Let's take a moment right here. Be careful to watch this video through to the end because the final scene has a connection to Martell that could drastically change the course of the upcoming season. And I don't want you to miss it because it clarifies why. In the grand scheme of things, Destiny's feelings for Arionne are so significant. So, if you're enjoying this analysis, stay put, hit the like button, and let's continue. The way Jalen was brought up in the conversation adds another level of complexity to this tale. As Kimmy's kid, Jalen has appeared in multiple storylines, particularly those pertaining to his connection with Maurice and his feelings regarding discrimination. At one point, though, people started to associate Destiny's name with Jalen as well, since they thought she was playing tricks on him. It illustrates how Destiny is forced into discussions she doesn't even want to be in, regardless of whether it is accurate or just clumsy talking. You can understand why Destiny feels surrounded by drama all the time.